Hello, my name is Rodney. I'm from the pOedGamerQuehegan YouTube channel, and today I'm going over my recent purchases for the month of July. I got a lot of stuff, so this video may be long, so you may want to pause now, get yourself a cup of coffee, because we may be here for a while. Alright, first I want to start with something right here. I've never played the card game Pokemon, but I saw this at a store, and it's just a big binder of cards. Generally I pick them up because it might be some of the like DC or Marvel cards that I collected when I was younger. When I picked this up and opened and looked at it, it is a binder full of Pokemon cards. Except the very back there's some Digimon cards, but I was like, very cool. And it's very, very thick. There are a lot of cards. This is like somebody's entire collection. They're all from like, let me check, but the copyright date on them says 95, 96, 98. So I'm thinking this is either maybe one of the first sets, from what it looks like. I haven't been able to find a lot, haven't done a lot of research on them yet. But found the entire binder for $4. And I was like, hey, I've never played it, but I know a few people that do, and this would be able to let me there should be enough cards in there I can build a deck and actually play with them if they ever want me to. Because a lot of times they are not around. They actually travel quite a bit, so I don't get to play much with them. Okay. Next, I'm going to go to a board game. This is the only board game I picked up this month. I got this board game actually pretty cheap. Forgot to take the price tag off of it. But I got it for $5. It's $4.99, $5. I generally round up things like that. But Picturica, it's kind of like it's like a picture with a bunch of items on it, first person to find things. Kind of a cool game for non-gamers or younger people. It's pretty fun. I played it a few times. It's not the most challenging game, but it's good for people that aren't really big into games. It's something they can play, and especially for younger kids. Alright. Now I'm going to move into more video game stuff. Well, actually one more item that's not really video game related, but it's kind of gaming related. It's a book called House of Hell. This is a choose your own adventure book. I have the ebook version on my iPhone and my iPad, but this is I prefer having the actual paper book version because I like being able to flip back and forth and stuff, things like that. It has artwork in it, which is really good. Basically, you start out, you roll some dice. You do need dice for this. Like, I think it's just 2d6s. And you need a piece of paper to keep your character sheet on. And then you just go through. So far, I think I've played the iPhone. I'm not sure how many times I've played it, because I've played it quite a bit and never beat it. I've read this one 4 times. I'm trying to think, yeah. But it's 4 times I've tried it and still haven't beat it. It's a very hard book to get through, because it's like, you do this, oh, you go in here, you're dead. It doesn't say that, but it's like, you'll read like 4 or 5 pages, and it's basically how you died. It's not like, oh, okay, it's going to get to this next part to where I make a decision, and it's going to tell me, oh, just the end or something. No, it's like, blah, 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 blah. This thing comes behind you, you attack it, and you don't get, a lot of times when you fight something, you get to roll the dice and fight it. Sometimes you don't. It's just like it kills you, and you're like, oh man. So, and I try not to just like go, well, I don't want to do that, and I'll go back to the previous decision and try to go from there. I try to actually start from the beginning again. So some of the chapters in this I know by heart, and I'm like, okay, yeah, blah blah blah. I know I do this, then I'll do this, then I'll do this. So it's got to the point now to where I can skip through a lot of the chapters quickly because I've read them so many times. But very, very good. I think I got this for $3. Okay. Now I'm going to move into some more video games related stuff. This first start with some magazines. Somebody traded in a bunch of Nintendo Power magazines, so I got quite a few of those. These are from 2012. I think all of them are from 2012. Some from 2011, 2012. But I was very happy to find those. It was very cool to actually look at them. I'm not a big strategy guide person, but I actually, they on clearance, they had it for $2. They had, the magazines, they're originally 50 cents each. This I found for $2, and it's the strategy guide to Earthworm Jim. And this is a game I played a lot when I was younger. I don't own it currently on one of the consoles, but I'm actually one of the games I'm looking for, and it's really fun. And this is just cool. It's a full color strategy guide, and it's actually, I've been reading through it, and I was like, oh wow, there's certain things I didn't even realize I didn't play in the game for a very long time. And the last two magazines I got are, never heard of it before. I saw them and I looked through them and I was like, the way the layout and magazine looked really cool, so I just picked them up because they only had 2 issues. But this is Pure Nintendo. Not sure how long the magazine was in existence or anything like that, but I just know that this is issue number 7, issue number 8. It's really cool looking, so I picked those up. Okay, now I'm going to go into something, probably one of my only regretting purchases, and I only paid $5 for it. And it's in a bag, because I got it at a yard sale, and I'm like, alright. I was like, how bad can this be? And it is the Hyperscan. Yes, I bought a Hyperscan for $5. It even came with a controller, a second controller. So I've got 2 controllers, the Hyperscan, the cards, everything. $5. And it wasn't worth it. Tried playing it. I thought all the people on the internet saying, oh, that's exaggerating, it takes so long to play. I was like, it can't be that bad, come on. And I own a Tiger, I own a Gamecom, Tiger Gamecom. And it's bad, but it's not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. This is very bad. Maybe there's other games that might be better, but the one it comes with is this X-Men game. Just horrible. Avoid it. Alright. Moving on to another item I got. And this is something I've been needing for a long time, is a new headset. And so I picked up the Sony Golden Wireless Stereo headset. Actually, I was surprised. It is very good. And the reason why I got this one is because it is one of the few headsets that you can use with your PS4, your Xbox One. So actually, I've got this connected to my Xbox One controller right now. It comes with the cable you need to do it with. Because it's the same cable you need to hook up to your Vita. So basically, you just turn your headphones off, and you plug them. You need the stereo adapter from Microsoft. Plug it into that. It works perfectly. There's no mic sticking out because the mic is actually in one of the ear cups. Very good. If you're using it on your PS4 or your PS3, it's wireless, but it's actually really good. It actually surprised, because I was looking, I was like, a lot of people were telling me, like I was reading online about reviews. I don't want to spend $100, $200 on a pair of headphones. I was just like, give me something that's good. So like, I looked, and Amazon sold them, I think, for $80. So I picked those up, and I was like, okay, if it's not too bad, if it doesn't work, I'll just send it back. And it works. It's awesome. Highly recommend those. So if you need a headset for your Xbox One, get the Sony PS4 headset. Alright, so now I'm going to move into my games. I'm going to start with, oh gosh, so much. I'll start with Nintendo. So I'm going to try to go like the oldest stuff to the newest stuff. And I got some Game Boy games. So I got Tom and Jerry Frantic Antics. It's just a little platformer. I played it when I was younger, when my friends had it. It's pretty cool. It's not the greatest platformer, but it's okay. Before an original Game Boy game, it's pretty good. 720, which is one of my most favorite arcade games. None of the console versions are that good, but this one, I mean, it's portable. You can play it. It's not horrible, but the controls are not that great. But it's 720 on your Game Boy. And I got Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. I used to play this a lot when I was younger. I think I played it on, I think it's maybe Bugs Bunny Birthday Surprise or something like that on the NES that I played mostly. But I got this, and the gameplay's kind of similar, but it's not the greatest platformer, but nostalgia reasons is the reason why I got it. These were all on clearance. I think I got these for $2 for all three of them. I think they're about, not sure how much, I think there's like 75 cents each or something like that, but there's $2 for all three. Alright, now we'll move to the NES. I got a boxed copy of Gotcha, the Sport. It is from LJN. I remember this game, seeing this game when I was younger. It's a light gun game. So it's one of those you can't play on a new HDTV. You have to have a CRT, which is actually right under my camera. It's where my CRT TV is. And it's actually not as bad as what I've heard. But the reason why I picked it up, it was $5, and I'm like, $5 for a boxed NES game. That's getting to the point now, it's right, it's unheard of, so I picked it up. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, these would be. And I picked up 2 Castlevania games on the DS. I picked up Castlevania Order of Icelius? I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but got that one. I also got the Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. So now I have all 3 of the Castlevania games on the DS. Well, I can't really say I have all 3 because I have all 3 cases. The third one, actually I think it was the first one to come out, Dawn of, can't remember what the rest of it, but I let somebody borrow it, they kept it and moved away, so I don't have that one anymore, but I have the box, so I'm hoping to find that sometime. Okay. For the Wii, again, I forgot to take the price tag off everything for some reason. Don't like advertising for stores because I don't really, because some places don't want you to, other places don't care, so I try not to really advertise too much for anything like that. For $5, I found Resident Evil Archives, the Resident Evil game. This is the same one that was released in HD, and the same one is on the GameCube. I'm a big fan of Resident Evil, so I saw that for $5, so I picked it up. And I picked this up for $1. No, this is $2 on clearance. Alien Syndrome for the Wii. Picked it up because I was actually, when it came out, I wanted to play it because it looked very interesting. But now that it's now I saw on clearance, it's like I'm definitely picking this up. There's no way I'm skipping out on that. Alright, and on the 3DS, I picked up 2 games. Wow, I'm not taking any of these stickers off for some reason. I got Shinigami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hackers on the 3DS. I wasn't sure if I was ever going to find this game because I was looking for it for quite some time. Went to maybe a GameStop or something like that. Found it, picked it up really cheap. I got it, I think it was like during one of their buy 2 get 1 free sales. Very happy about that. And this I picked up for my wife. It is Art Academy Lessons for Everyone. She saw this game, heard about this on the Wii U, and she found there's a 3DS version, so she wanted me to pick it up if I ever found it somewhere. And I got it for $5. Alright, so that, I believe, was all my Nintendo stuff. Alright, now we'll move to, go to the Sega. Alright, I found this is on clearance. I'm not sure why they put a Master System game on clearance, but it was. But it's great basketball, the Mecha cartridge. Picked it up on clearance for $1, and I was like, it's $1 for a Sega Master System game, even if it is a sports title. So I picked it up, and the box is really stiff. But it actually had the manual, the game, just everything in it, and I was like, all right. There's no way I was gonna pass that up. Also picked up Fantasia on the Sega Genesis. I played this game when I was younger. Actually, at one time, Disney games weren't bad. They were actually kind of good. This one isn't the best one, but it is a good Disney game. So I picked it up. It was $5. It doesn't have the manual with it, but I'm pretty sure I can find that pretty cheap. But it's just the box in the game. I was very happy to get that. Another game for the Sega Genesis is something I used to rent probably every few months at a local store when I was growing up. Actually, I don't even think the local store is there anymore. but that is Tasmania. I'd rent this probably every few months, and it was actually really good. I remember playing it. I haven't played it yet, but I'm about afraid to go back and go, oh wait, this game sucks, because you're always looking through nostalgia, like I think it's the rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia or whatever how that expression goes. But it's something that I played a lot when I was younger and I liked, so I picked it up. This is another game for the Sega Genesis that I used to play when I was younger and I really liked. And it's like, I saw it for $7 and I was like, okay, I hope this game is still good. But that is Beavis and Butthead on the Sega Genesis. There are different, like there's one on the, I think there's one on the NES, the one on the SNES, and on the Sega Genesis. I'm not sure if there's one on the NES or not, but I know there's also one on the Game Boy, I think. But this one was my favorite. I really liked this one, so I remember playing it when I was younger and really liking it. So when I saw that, I picked it up. It also has the manual and everything with it. Can't remember, does Tasmania? Yeah, Tasmania had the manual also. Then, actually, while I was at one of these stores, they were actually wheeled the cart out of the new stuff they're going to put onto the shelf. And if you see that, generally that's where you're going to find the stuff that you really want, because it's the stuff that's been in the back. Because what they do, these places are treated like a pawn shop, so you have to keep things, I think 14 days before they can put them on the shelf to sell, to make sure that the cops are going to come in and say that, hey, do you have any of these stolen goods? So I saw them wheeling it out, and I saw they had 2 Sega CD games on it. One of them is Bouncers. It's like a weird, like, platformer where you're a basketball. I haven't played a lot of this. I put it in for a few minutes just to make sure it worked, and it seemed kind of interesting. We're hoping to play more of it here soon, but I got this for $4. I mean, it doesn't have the little foam thing. It holds the top of the... when I was younger, I thought those foam things was to help clean the disc, but they're not. What they're actually for is to help hold up the center of the case here, so that they don't crack. So, and it helps hold the manual against the front of the box so it doesn't bend. So that's the only thing I've never really understood that. I thought those foam people, I know a lot of people actually took those foam things and tried to wipe off fingerprints. I'm like, that's scratching the disc up really bad. But I was happy to find this, and I hope to play it more. The second Sega CD game they had was Starblade, and I've really never heard of it. They had it real for $2, and because sometimes, like, I'm not sure why, sometimes they put things out really, really cheap. This has a lot of sticky residue on it, so I'm not sure if that's part of it. It looks like it was a Blockbuster previously viewed, and that was sold in October 25th of 1995. It sold for $20 then. And then they actually have looks like another company has another sticker for $2.25, but I got it for $2 at the used bookstore that I normally go to. And it has the book. Well, I mean, you can see it has the book with it because it's got the cover on it, but it's missing the. The book is actually, though, in a few pieces. The staples that come out of it. The little foam thing is missing from it. But I just put it in, play it to make sure it worked, and so far I like. And little bit I played, it seemed kind of interesting. Not really sure if I like it or not, because it's like a spaceship shooter, and it's kind of generic, but I haven't really got into it yet, so I'm hoping to play more of it. And this is the only game I left I intentionally left the sticker on because I didn't think anybody would believe me that I found this. I found Grandia 2 on the Dreamcast for $1. I mean, I'm actually gonna, well, I don't think you can, but yeah, it's not going into too much of a shadow, but got it for $1. And the reason why I got it for $1, I think, is because it has the game disc, but it doesn't have the second disc. I think they thought that there was a second game disc, but there's not. The second disc is an audio CD. I think that's what they were. Is that they thought the only is missing one of the game discs. So they put it on the clearance shelf for $1, and I was like, I'm getting. But I was like, I was afraid though. I was like, I looked on my phone to make sure that it was on that the second disc wasn't a game disc, but it's not. And I was like, I was ecstatic. I was like, yes, I got Grandia 2 for $1. All right, now we will move on to some. Yeah, let's move on to Xbox instead of, because I've got a lot of stuff from Sony. All right. Okay, first, I've never played this series. A lot of people are, like, when I tell them that, they're shocked and like, you need to go back and play it. So I'm like, okay. So I picked up Fable. It was on clearance for $2, so I picked it up. I also picked up Time Splitter on clearance for $2. Dragon Slayer 3D. I'm a huge Dragon Slayer fan of the arcade game, but this is the 3D version, which is like they redid, and haven't played it yet. Just basically put them in to make sure that they work. This is so far a pretty good game. And Crimson Skies is on clearance for $2. Actually left the sticker on it, but it's actually really cool. I played. There's one like we were in boats also. I can't remember what that one was called, but I love these type of games. They're very, very fun. Okay. Now I'm going to go to Sony. No, Sony. Yeah, Sony. Let's start over here. Start with the handheld stuff. I really liked the Valkyrie Chronicles game that I had on 3DS, so I was actively looking for the one on the PSP. Found it. It was $6. Picked it up. Was very happy. I also, now I'm going to move to the Vita. I'm still on a Vita kick, so I got quite a few Vita games this month. I've got Deception 4 Blood Ties. This is the first part of the new one that came out just recently. I think it's Devil Princess or something like that. I got Conception 2. It's an Atlas game. I'm a big fan of Atlas games. Persona 4 is one of my most favorite games of all time, and I'm really looking forward to playing this because people are saying it's kind of similar but not as good. Okay, I also got, I'm not sure if this is Yeez, Wise, or how it's pronounced, but got that on the PlayStation Vita. This is a game I'm actually really wanting to play. It's actually, I just got it in not long ago, so it's still in the plastic, so I was very happy about that. Got Ragnarok Odyssey on the Vita. I haven't really played much of it. It was like $6 for some reason. I'm hoping it doesn't mean it's really, really bad, but I picked it up mainly just because that's how cheap it was. And this one, Trigger Happy Havoc, Danganronpa. Very, very good game. This has actually taken up a lot of my time this month. It's the reason why I haven't played most of the other games. Very good game. The thing is that this game kind of I have a story about how I got this. Well, I actually just ordered this from Amazon, but I almost got this used at GameStop. And the reason why I didn't is because I was searching around online to see around me for 100 miles to see if anybody had it. And I found a store that had it. So I was like, okay, so I drive to the store and I walk over to the Vita section. Another guy walks, he's there looking at it. And there is this game, part 2, and I don't remember the third game. But they're in their buy 2 get 1 free sale. And I see both of them side by side. And I start to reach for them, and that guy, the guy that's already there, picks both of them off the shelf. And I was like, no. And I was like, so he got both those games and another Vita game. There's like all 3 of them was $30-some. I think they were $30-some, $30 to $35 each, and got one of them free. And I was like, oh man. So they had both of them used. I was very bummed out, but Amazon them gone back in stock because other people are selling them kind of more expensive on Amazon, and I kind of don't really want to pay more than what they're supposed to be worth, what they're supposed to be sold for. So, but yeah, I got that. It's very good. I highly, if you have a Vita, this should be in your collection. You should be playing this. Alright. Now that I've done the handhelds from Sony, I'm going to go to their consoles. For the PlayStation, I got NFL Blitz at $1 on clearance. I picked it up because mainly it's kind of like if you ever played NBA Jam or the NFL Blitz games in the arcade. They're great, just like fun games you could pick up, play with some friends. It's very arcadey feel to them. So yeah, highly recommend for just playing with friends and stuff like that. Also picked up the collection of Activision classic games for the Atari 2600. I love the Atari 2600. I have one just sitting right over here, actually, and this is actually a really cool little compilation. I've been playing a few of them on here. The emulation seems pretty good. The sound, maybe I'm just remembering them differently, but or maybe the way my Atari 2600 is hooked up might just be wrong or something, but the sound sounds a little bit off on some of the games, but most of them sound pretty good. Okay, that was all the ones I got for the PlayStation. Well, I left most of the stickers on most of these, but this is the only one. This I did not get on clearance, but the other ones for the PlayStation 2 that I did. I got Castlevania Curse of Darkness on the PlayStation 2. It is one of the few Castlevania games I don't own. Well, I don't own the original ones on the NES, but the other ones from the newer consoles, I do own most of those. And this one is actually really good. Well, some people say it's good, some people say it's bad. I like it. I've played it growing up and was really fond of it. So I picked it up. They had it for $6. And I was like, just the nostalgia value of it, maybe pick it up. There's my receipt, but has the manual and everything with it. They actually had 2 copies, and one didn't have the manual, and one did. But the other one's box was ripped. The manual they had was in a box that was ripped up, but the other box was really in nice condition. They're both the same price, so I just took the manual out of the one and put it into the other because I wanted the better box with the manual. Not really sure if that's right or not, but I was like, they're both the same price, so I didn't think it really mattered either way. So, but yeah, picked it up. Was very happy. This was on clearance. I always remember hearing about this game when it came out. It was a big controversy. That is Bully on the PS2. It was on clearance for $2, and I was like, I've never played it. I actually have it on my Steam account, but still never played it. I think I have I can't remember what it's called, some kind of an anniversary edition or alumni edition or something like that. But this is actually what I've heard about. It's really good. It has the manual and some other stuff is in it, like a poster. So I was like, yep. I'll definitely pick that up, play it, and see what all the controversy is about. See if it's actually even, to me, I'll probably be like, that's what people are arguing about. But yeah. Next, I got Blood Rain for the PS2, and it was on clearance for $2. It's kind of like you're Laura Croft, but you're a vampire. It was I remember a lot of people liking it when it came out. I never played it. I remember there was a movie for Blood Rain, which is a horrible movie. Don't watch it. I bought Blood Rain on DVD because it came with Blood Rain 2, and it was cheaper to buy the DVD with the game than it was to buy the game by itself. But yeah, I picked it up for $2, and the only reason I picked it up is because it was on clearance. Another game for the PS2 is I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat. This is on clearance for $2, and it's the Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. I'm not sure if it's any good. Don't really know anything about the game, but it's Mortal Kombat and it's $2. It's like I'll give it a try. And this I picked up mainly just because it was from the PlayStation Underground, and it is one of their jam packs. It's on clearance for $2. It's just a bunch of demos, from what I understand. And I always wanted PlayStation Underground, but my parents would never buy it for me. So I saw this and I was like, I'll get it just because of that. I'd love to be able to find some of the PlayStation Underground discs, because that's what the magazine was actually on a disc that you put in your PlayStation, and I'd love to find some of those, but I haven't been able to. Nobody's ever seems to have them. So, but that's something I've been looking out for currently. Alright, now I'm going to move to the PS3. And one game I picked up, it was on clearance for $2, and and that is Legends of WrestleMania. I love wrestling. I'm a huge wrestling fan. Big fan of the like 80s and 90s wrestling. So picked it up just because it has all those old style wrestlers in it. One of my favorite. I love Ted DiBiase and those wrestlers. So actually play the game with them in it was actually really cool. The game's actually not that bad. It's not as good as like the WWE, like the 14, like the WWE 14 and 13. I haven't played WWE 15 yet because I say it's a lot of. It seems like a lot of features were taken out. I'm not really sure, but it's still a pretty good game. For $2, it's really good. And this I picked up for $8. It's another one of Silent Hill. It's Homecoming. I'm a huge fan of Silent Hill. I'm really a big fan of the first 3, and I've been picking up the other games off and on as I see them. And picked this up. Like I said, it was $8, and I want to start playing it. I'm trying to go through in order. I'm trying to finish part 3 currently, and hoping to get to this and then Downfall and all the other ones, and actually get through all the games, because I don't think the story really is coherent through all the games, but hoping to play them all, because I've heard there's kind of very mixed reviews about these the newer games, but like a lot of people are like, if you're playing them because you want the story and be in the Silent Hill, you might be disappointed. But from what I've read about this as a standalone game, if you don't really try to judge it by the merits upon Silent Hill 2, then it's pretty good. And this I found at a GameStop is during their buy 2 get 1 free sale. It was used. They had actually, I think when I looked at the tags, they had just put it on the shelf that morning, and that is Tales of Xillia, the limited edition. I'm pretty sure that the codes have been redeemed by now, but it had all the other stuff in it. Soundtrack and everything was still in it. The soundtrack's even sealed. So I was like, oh, if it's in that good a condition, I'm very happy. Haven't tried putting the codes in because I'm assuming they're already used, but I need to put them in just to make sure. So I picked it up. I think it was, well, it had to buy 2 get 1 free sale, so the price, I think it was like $18 or $20. But I'm not really sure when I, because I bought, when I do that, I try to buy all 3 games the same price, because I don't want to, so basically I get 1 game for free that are all 3 the same price. And the last game I got is on the PS4, and that is Shadow Warrior. I've heard a lot of good things about this game. I love, it's got like a, from what I understand, it's like Doom with swords and stuff like that. Very good game. Well, from what I've seen, I haven't played it yet. So, but I'm hoping to play it very soon. I'm just hoping, I need to stop playing Danganronpa, what I need to stop doing, so I can get some other games. But this show, for what it looks like, it looks really cool. Kind of like a first-person shooter, and all the reviews, everything I've read seem to really like this game. Some people are saying it's hard to get. I'm seeing quite a few copies of it out now, so I'm not really sure if it's hard to get or not. But from what I've seen, it doesn't seem to be that hard to get. But, like I said, I've got a lot of stuff this month, and I just know that I went through pretty much, I'm pretty sure I went through everything. And I need to stop buying so much and playing some more games. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be back next month, another pickups video. I hope, I'm not sure, well, I can't say next month, because next month I might not buy anything, because I've gotten too much this month. But hope you liked the video, guys, and till next time.